So in this video, I'd like to give you a quick overview of how to operate and move within the LERNYX platform. This should be relatively straightforward. Everything is designed in a very user-friendly way. But anyway, there's a couple of things that might be useful. So because I've logged in before and I've allowed my browser to actually store my login data, this is essentially a one-click login, right? So once you have logged in, this is your landing page. This is your command central, if you will, which you can always come back to over the My Courses button, which I'll show you in a second. But this is all your learning content that is assigned to you. And you see these are little tiles here, which when you hover over them, they sort of animate a little bit. And by clicking on one of those tiles, you can go directly to the course that the tile represents, which we'll do in a second. First, I want to point you to the right-hand side of your command center, which has three distinct sections here. One is called deadlines. So if you are allocated any deadlines or submissions, they will show up here. If somebody from within the platform messages you, you will see that message right here and you can go right to that message. You can also go to all your messages with this button. And you can refresh your messages with the refresh button, obviously. And if your course has a forum associated with it, then the last 10 posts or so will show up directly on your homepage. The other thing to mention is that from the deadlines section, you can go directly to your calendar. Just quickly do that. So if you click on View My Calendar, you get to your calendar where all your events will be stored. And you can go to event. If I had an event, say on the 16th of September, I could click on that date and would go straight to my event. So here we are basically now in your dashboard. We got there by clicking on the My Calendar link. And you can, from any point in the Academy, you can always go back to your launch page by the My Courses button. So this is the most important button in the entire Academy because that will always bring you home. Okay, so this will always bring you back to this page. So if you get lost, which I don't anticipate, but if you do, just click on the My Courses button and that will, bring you back home. So a couple of other things on this homepage here. If you see, you have a couple of links underneath your name here. One of them is the log out button, and this is actually the only place from where you can log out. So if you want to log out of the Academy, go to My Courses, log out, and you're out. Okay, logging back in, one click, boom. The other one is your dashboard, where you have like all your activities, your courses, once again your calendar and upcoming events, etc., etc. So this is another good place from where you can launch to anywhere in the Academy. You can customize this page, like for example, you can decide you have your courses shown as cards instead of lists. So you can do all kinds of stuff. Just experiment a little bit and you will find this very easy to operate. Then I want to point you to your profile, which you can modify when you click on the profile button. And this will give you basically all the data that is stored on you. So for example, here you can go to edit profile. And the one thing you can obviously modify all this, and we actually encourage you to put in your hometown, your location and your time zone. If you want to describe yourself for your other fellow learners, then you can do that in the description box. And you can also upload a user picture here. And the way to upload this is pretty simple. You just go to your computer with any good portrait of yours, and you just drag and drop that on this field here. And when I now update the profile, as you can see, people can see who I am and how I look. Now that is actually something we really encourage, and if you do that, you straight away get a badge from the Academy. Especially in large learning groups, it's actually really nice if you don't just have a gray, like a grayed out icon, but if you can actually see an image of the person that you might be in a course with or might be in a workshop with, right? Then here is more preferences. For example, you can change your password here. You can set your preferred language. And there's another place actually from where you can change the language, which is down here at the bottom. Yeah, there's a quick language selector here, which is also very useful if you like to have your user interface in another language. Now, one point to make is that only influences the user interface. That doesn't influence the content. The content at this point in time is still mostly in English. If any contents are provided in other languages, then the content itself, the title, will indicate that. Okay. In the absence of that, you can change the language of the user interface, but this will not affect the content itself. Okay, so let's go back to English here. So that's really it as far as the user interface. You get to a course by clicking on a tile. So let's do that. And then all the courses are basically structured in the same way. On the left-hand side, you have your table of contents or your sections, as it were. You have a course dashboard where you can monitor your progress. You can see who is registered in that course. And to study a module or multiple modules, you basically go to one of the content sections. Here you have your content basically. Okay, so as soon as you click on that, either it will open in a new window or it will open inline, and you can study your content. And as you can see, some of the modules are still grayed out here on this icon. And all the modules that you've already studied will turn into a green tick. Okay, so this is how to figure out where to continue learning. Okay, so all the ones that you have studied have a green tick. All the ones that still need to be studied have a gray exclamation mark. Just go through your sections methodically. Once you have completed a section, the whole section will get a green tick. Okay, so that you immediately see, okay, I've already done that. Go to the next section, continue studying. So some of the resources, predominantly, actually don't have a gray exclamation mark. They have a gray tick mark, which means you can tick them off manually. Okay, and as you can see, as I did that, the entire section, because it only has one module, the entire section now gets a tick mark. Okay, which is an indication for you that you've already downloaded this particular document here. Okay, so I untick that, the section gets unticked. And that was the quick overview over the LERNYX Academy, how to operate it, how to find your launchpad or homepage, and how to study a course, and also how to change your profile and your preferences. So let's log out. Thank you very much for watching.